This is your emergency broadcast system.
Wow, what a great video. I wonder what else is on this fantastic website that is YouTube. What's this? What would you choose to survive hardest video test ever? Well, I gotta check that out. It says what it is right in the title. I bet that there's no way any of this logic is going to be flawed.
Hi guys, we thought that for a long time we haven't made any riddle videos. You're probably already used to relaxing and watching only the funny ones, but today we offer you to put on your thinking cap.
Okay, done.
And these puzzles aren't at all simple. They'll teach you to make the right decisions, and even perhaps one day they'll be useful to you in an emergency situation.
Wait, no. Real life? This video deals with being trapped in a cave full of radioactive plants and toxic gas, being captured by natives, being released from prison by the voice of God himself, being trapped on top of a collapsing building, and being blind while having to take pills that will kill you in the wrong combination. Don't talk to me about realism. None of this is realistic. Don't pull that card, you sly bastard.
Cave. So the very first situation that caught you off guard, you get lost in a cave. Imagine that you're a great photographer and you need to take a few pictures from inside for a famous magazine.
Or you're trying to catch mole people, but that's neither here nor there.
But since you're in this place for the first time, you certainly don't know how to navigate there. You've done the work, and now you're going to get out of the cave. But the tunnel where you came from is filled with stones. What do you do now?
Well, if I can't find any small colonies of mole men, I have to become the mole man.
You look around and notice 5 tunnels, and each leads outside, but there's a danger in every one of them too. The first tunnel is inhabited by vampire bats. If they bite you, you'll be given a deadly disease.
Okay.
As soon as you step into the second tunnel, a strong landslide awaits you, which fills up the tunnel with stones. In the third tunnel, the whole path is filled with red-hot lava, which will melt your clothes and yourself in minutes. The fourth tunnel is filled with toxic gas, which kills all animals that dare to go in there.
Right, so you can't go into the fourth one because humans are animals, so we'd die too. Okay, fourth's off the table, I get it.
And in the fifth tunnel, the radioactive plants bloom and kill instantly with the strongest dose of radiation. As you probably realize, the question is, which one should you take to get out alive? So, all the options except the fourth will lead to a lethal outcome. Why is it, you ask? There's also toxic gas, but it influences badly only animals, and we doubt that you are one.
What?
Execution. And now you're a lost tourist and you've been caught by an Aboriginal tribe. They don't really like intruders, but they turned out to be some kind of polite men and gave you the right to choose and the last word. So if you lie in your last speech, they'll shoot you with a gun.
As per native Aboriginal tradition, with the gun that all native Aboriginal tribes have. Wait, where would they get a gun?
And if you tell the truth, they'll burn you at the stake. It would seem that the situation is hopeless, but think a little, and for sure you can outwit the savages with just one sentence and stay alive. Attention, here's the question. What should you say to make them release you?
Oh, you're gonna do the whole, this sentence is false, because since you say this sentence is false and that's the truth, then that must mean that this sentence is false. That creates a loophole. I get it. And then neither answer is totally verified, so you can escape. I get it. I'm excited to see the rest of this.
Everything is actually very simple. You can stump ill wishers with just one phrase. You just have to say that they should kill you with a gun.
Wait, why would the phrase "you should kill me with a gun" necessarily be true? Why shouldn't they burn him at the stake? Why would "you should kill me with a gun" be more true than "you should burn me at the stake"? What?
What's the catch? You claim that they'll kill you this way. For sure, the natives are already prepared to laugh and charge the gun because they wanted to kill you this way too.
Well, that's just withholding evidence from the audience. We didn't know that. You didn't tell us that.
Although, wait a minute, if you're telling the truth, you should be burned at the stake, and then there's a gun, and what should they do? Seems to us, after such an expression, the cave people definitely have strained their brain.
I just want to briefly point out that this guy is referred to like natives, and according to the GIFs, I'm not going to go there, but he's referred to them as aboriginals, savages, and cave people, so quality content there.
So for them, it'll be easier to let you go than to sit and think about how to act properly.
Yes, because since they're savages, as you've stated, they're too stupid to think about logically how one could outwit them with such wits as yourself and get out of their tight predicament which they've set up for you, instead of just killing you, as I'm pretty sure any group that you refer to as savages definitely would.
Lifts. This time, troubles caught you on the highest floor of the building, which is about to be demolished.
Well, that's just bad planning on your part.
There's no help to come, so you're alone with your misfortune. There are no stairs, no windows, and there are only 3 lifts to choose from, and they're your only way to salvation. However, be careful. In the first elevator, there's a very poisonous spider, which is capable of injecting a toxic poison into you, which will lead to death. The shaft of the second elevator is filled to the top with boiling water, which will seep into the cabin and boil you in 1 moment. And in the third elevator, there's some mosquitoes waiting, which are carriers of dangerous diseases, and it's very difficult to find vaccines for them. What will you choose this time?
Oh, easy. Spider one. He didn't say it was actually that big as he used in the GIF that he showed, so I'm assuming it's just like a little thing, like a Black Widow or something. So just step on the...
We think you've made the right choice. A cabin with mosquitoes. Firstly, if you have bad luck and they do bite you, the chance to find a vaccine is small, but there's still a chance.
Wait, but vaccines don't help, like, cure diseases after you've gotten it. They proactively let your system fight it off when they actually get the disease. Like, are you trying to say remedy or cure?
Well, and secondly, you can just take off your shoes and smear the bloodsuckers on the walls of the elevator car and continue descending calmly.
But why wouldn't that work on the spider? It's the same thing. Mosquitoes are harder to hit. Like, have you ever tried to hit a large amount of mosquitoes with your hands or with a shoe? If it's one spider that you have to hit with your shoe that's on the ground and can't fly around versus an entire swarm of mosquitoes that all possibly carry disease, why would you not choose the spider?
Cell. You woke up in a dark room being locked in a cage, but then a voice appears from somewhere and says that he wants to play a game with you.
Jigsaw, what are you doing here, you scamp? Aw, this is gonna be good.
The cage opens, the timer starts counting, and 3 doors appear before you. Behind the first of them is a serial killer who in 1890 killed 300 people.
Ha! Come on, buddy, that's a mediocre KD ratio at best.
Behind the second one, there's motion sensors that activate the release of liquid nitrogen at the entrance, which will freeze you in a second.
That's not how liquid nitrogen works, but I'll let it slide. I'll give him one.
Behind the third door, an acid shower is waiting for you. You can't survive, but you can perfectly feel yourself in a liquid state. Which door for salvation do you choose? You only have a few seconds to choose from. The game is on.
Okay, yeah, the rest of this one pretty much makes sense. You choose the one with the guy that killed the people like 100 years ago because he's gonna be dead and a skeleton, so there's no danger there. I'll give him that one. This one was fine.
Pills. Well, we've left the most difficult puzzle for the end. It'll probably take you twice as much time as you used to for all the other riddles combined.
Oh, f*** you. Don't patronize your audience by assuming it's going to take them twice as long to solve the last question than all the other questions combined. Give me a break.
Of course, we wouldn't want you to be in such a situation, but imagine that you're blind and sick. In addition, you're locked in an apartment without any communication facilities. In order to maintain health, you need to take 2 tablets every day, a blue one and a red one. In total, you have 2 pieces of each kind. If you take more than 2, you'll die. If you take 2 of the same, you'll face death as well. Once all the pills were in different jars, but you're blind. One awkward movement and they're all mixed up. What would you do?
Okay, if you're saying that there are only 2 pills in each container and they already are sorted, you know that one container has the red pills, one container has the blue pills, just take one from each container and there will only be 2 pills left. If you accidentally mix up the containers, just feel for the one that has 2 pills instead of 1. If you're saying that you only have 4 to worry about, that is, and this has been basically up to this point in your life, you've kept them separated and sorted. So you won't mix them up, but if you're saying that they could be mixed...
We agree that this riddle is far from easy, but it also has its own logical solution. In order not to make a mistake in choosing, you need to break each one of each of the 4 tablets in half. Put the broken pieces aside so that nothing mixes. In the end, in one handful you'll get 4 halves, and in the other one 2. So now you can safely take all 4 halves from any handful, because in the end they form one whole red pill and one whole blue, and that's exactly what you need.
Okay, we're on to valid explanation number 2. If we are assuming that the 4 pills have all been mixed up either in one container or in 2 separate containers, then absolutely, breaking them all in half, separating them into 4 smaller piles, taking half of each of the 4 pills, putting them aside into 2 smaller piles, then you could absolutely guarantee that you'd have one of each total pills. But you were just kind of warning earlier about how if you're blind, one small mistake could lead to disaster. So why would you trust yourself with something that's so precise as cutting each pill in half and not mixing them up while you're doing that? Ah! Okay, so that's it. Afterwards, and I've cut it out, but he basically goes on to promote a second Gummy Bear channel. Anyways, I'm sorry for ranting for so long. It's just this video was really infuriating to watch because it relied on flawed logic or just plain ignorance, and I really hope that if you do another puzzle video, you actually pick puzzles that you think through for answers that will guarantee the answer instead of, I guess that works.